Welcome to the Sports Show. Mike Max, Patrick Royce, Lavelle E. Neal, and to my immediate right, the one and only Sid Hartman.
We have spent, let's cover how much has been spent here to remodel
and we're
this
not done yet.
high-class studio.
And we're not done yet.
No.
More to come.
I feel like I'm on a new ESPN
Must be
set
making
here.
a lot of money.
A couple of State Fair specials over there.
We have a designated seat for Allerie's waitress now every week. Waitress of the week.
Boy, now you're talking, Lavelle. Now you're starting to think like a producer. We got to get a shot of you up there. Yeah, we got all kinds of things.
Do I get a hockey sword?
Yeah, well, if you think you merit it, you let me know.
I have to earn my way.
Yeah. What do you want to start with? Do you want to start with the Vikings?
Well, I don't know what you learned in the preseason about these teams, so we'll see what happens. They got a good breakthrough quarterback for St. Louis is out for the year. Second season in a row he's out. I want to see how they do against New England at home. That's what I want to see.
Well, obviously that's going to be a tough game.
I mean, I want to see how they do. I want to see if they compete against them, at least give them a ball game, and have some good defense against Brady and some of the good wide receivers got and the great tight end they got. And Belichick's as good a coach as in the business. I want to see that game.
Does that mean you think they'll beat St. Louis now?
I don't think they'll win in St. Louis. They were 0-1-7 on the road last year. We'll see how much better they are.
Well, you know, the thing about St. Louis, it's certainly a break that Bradford's going to be not playing, and they're going to have fat old Sean Hill playing quarterback, and they got a backup kid from Southern Miss who was pretty good last night, Austin Davis or something. But St. Louis is going to beat you. They're probably going to beat you with defense anyway, which is their #1 asset. And, you know, New England, the Vikings are going to be about a 2.5-point underdog, so I don't think that's going to be a
Norv
big
Turner
big
versus Jeff Fisher. That's an interesting matchup.
Yes.
That'll be a good matchup. Hey, the first team defense for the Vikings, giving up 17 points so far? So, I mean, they got something to point to.
Well, they didn't play very well last week against Arizona, though.
Right, and plus no Jamal Charles and no Dwayne Bowe for the Chiefs yesterday.
What happened to your Bears against Seattle?
It was pretty ugly, wasn't it? I'm glad that Seattle's not on our regular season schedule.
Funny he says it, 'cause
Boy,
whenever
oh
Mark
boy.
Trustman wins, he claims Trustman and the Bears is part of his
Oh, really?
cousins.
Oh, so now it's my Bears.
The
They
Bears
weren't in the
defense.
game. I watched that game. They weren't in the game.
Linebackers have to play better. That's a lot of bad linebacking play.
Oh, but their defense has been horrible. 3 exhibition games, the Bears.
I'm glad it's exhibition.
Yeah, but
What do you think of Mike Zimmer and his staff?
I think they're good staff. I think Zimmer's calling the defensive play, so he's the defensive coordinator. I think Turner's a great offensive coordinator. I think they've got a much improved staff over last year. Whether they got much improved players,
But
they seem to have some young kids like that Thielen.
Yeah.
They seem to have that Barr seems to look pretty good.
Yeah, so far so good.
So far so good. Greenway, the big question mark with that wrist of his,
He's okay.
he's okay.
I just talked to him today. He seemed
That's
fine.
what he told me. But
When did you talk to him?
Huh?
When did you talk to him?
I talked to him the other day. He says it's bothering him a little bit.
A little bit. That's nothing.
That's nothing.
you know, yeah, the people have got, going into this season, you were a lot more, I know everybody gets nervous about the quarterback, but you were a lot more concerned about their defense than you were their offense, and still are. And so if the first-team defense is playing well in 3 exhibition games, that's got to make you happy, doesn't it?
Let me just say something that's been floated around out there a little bit that people are in the organization are wondering about is, will the ownership group make suggestions about playing Teddy Bridgewater? What happens if they do?
I
I don't see
think
it.
so.
I think with no
No,
Turner,
the Wilfs, you never know, man.
Yeah, but why do they need it? They're sold out. You know, what do they care?
I don't know,
What do
but
they
I never
care?
know with them.
I don't think they do that to Norv Turner. Norv wouldn't come over here to be bossed around by an owner. I think they've given him free reign to take care of the offense.
And there's no chance the Wilfs would have said you have free reign and then come back and say, well, we want to do it this way.
I can't see that.
Are you through to Lavelle?
Yeah, go ahead.
I said 4 words. Don't start with me.
I got a lot of respect for Tom Moore, and I had a long talk for him. He thinks offensively, he was surprised how good they were without Adrian Peterson. He thinks their offensive line is awful good, and he likes some of those young running backs and receivers. He thinks offensively they'll be okay. Defensively, You don't know.
Are we worried about the Phil Lodeholt injury?
Well, if it goes on,
He had an MRI
Yeah.
today, right?
Yeah, they were expecting it not to be anything
Because
serious.
his backup got waxed in the preseason game, right? Didn't
well,
he?
that safety he gave
Yeah.
up wasn't real impressive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would think that you just don't like, even if there's no great big problem, you don't like 335-pound men to have ailments, you know. So
They had this Tiny Richardson they brought in, this free agent.
Tiny Richardson.
Yeah, that's his name. He's from Tennessee, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Man, is he big. He looks like, who knows? Obviously, you go undrafted, but he looks like he
But
steps
I mean,
right in.
Lodeholt is, you don't want a guy that big having leg problems or
Nope.
injury problems.
It's like the Peck, man. When Peck starts getting hurt with that big body.
The
what's-
great thing
never
about the
ends.
NFL, fellas, is 2 years ago we knew they were going to be rotten and they went 10-6.
Yep.
And last year we thought they were going to be pretty good and they went 5-10-1.
Yep.
How do you do the first 4 or 5 weeks?
Yep.
If they're 3-2, they're going to the playoffs. If they're 1-4, they're not. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
We'll,
that-
we'll
that-
find out how you do in the first 6 games. I mean, they're going to be tested by some pretty good teams. Now the quarterback for St. Louis goes out. I didn't think they had a chance to win that game with that quarterback, but now we'll see what happens. First 6 games will tell you how good they are.
Sean Hill's my age, about, isn't he? Is
Yeah,
about
but
my
he
age?
was here
Wasn't
a long
he here?
time
He was
ago,
here,
yeah.
what, 8 years ago?
What a
When was
nice
he
guy.
Here? When was he here? He's got that big pot on him,
Yeah.
too. He's got that old-time quarterback.
I can't even remember who the quarterbacks were with him at that time. He was before Favre, right?
Oh, God, yes, yeah. I can't
Jackson,
remember.
maybe.
I can't remember when he was
Take a break, come back. The new and improved sports show. Stay with us.
The Sports Show is brought to you in part by Canterbury Park 24/7 Card Club. Don't forget the Card Club at Canterbury Park. Cambria, makers of quality quartz surfaces. Ticket King. For the best price on tickets anywhere, try Ticket King. And Soundpoint Audiology. Life is worth hearing.
Quality. It's the result of shared values. The joy found in an honest day's work. Respect for true American craftsmanship and the need, not the want, to get things right. It's the result of remembering your roots, being forever humbled by how far you've traveled, and forever hungry to push on further. Quality is a result. Quality is who we are. Cambria. Family owned, American made.
The Twin Cities' best Subaru deals are in full swing at Luther White Bear Subaru. Take a look. Discover the new body style and better gas mileage in the all-new 2015 Legacy. Lease now for just $229 a month. Rather buy? White Bear Subaru has the all-wheel drive Legacy for under $22,000, plus financing as low as 1.9%. What a shot! I'm Dan Mullen, and thanks for watching. Huh? Luther White Bear Subaru, Highway 61, just north of 694 in White Bear Lake.
Mom?
Yeah?
How come we get more fries when we eat at McDonald's than when we eat McDonald's at home?
Well,
Mom?
I don't know. That's kind of strange, huh?
Right now, you can get one of 5 extra value meals with fries and a Coke for under $5, including the Big Mac.
It's our annual clearance event. It only happens once a year. Super fun. Of course you can get a great deal. Hold on. 0% APR financing on a bunch of models. Annual. And it's right now. They're having fun. You can get all kinds of deals. Come on down. Yeah, you better hurry in. You tell him Jan sent you.
Right now, get 0% APR financing for 60 months on a new 2014 RAV4. Or lease RAV4 for just $199 a month. Hurry in today.
Thanks, Jeff.
Ooh, I got it.
Toyota, let's go places.
See why more people are coming to Audi than ever before at Audi Minneapolis. Experience the legendary performance and handling of an A4 2.0 T Quattro. Lease yours for only $379 a month. Plus, Audi Minneapolis will make your first month's payment. Or try out the luxury and power of an A6. Lease for just $499 a month. The Summer of Audi event at Audi Minneapolis on 394 at General Mills Boulevard and at AudiMinneapolis.com.
Main Street is filled with hopes and dreams. The only thing you need is the right partner. The beacon of light that shines that says we are in this together. That is Beacon Bank. Locally owned and community committed. They understand what you need. And they are your personal answer, your friend in business and in life. Allow the folks at Beacon Bank to be a part of your life because they make dreams come true. Beacon Bank, it's a member of the FDIC and an equal housing lender.
Looking for a nice, big, juicy rack of ribs?
Fabulous chops, huge steaks, and the Buddy Bowl? Then J.D. Hoyt's is the place for you. Hoyt's opened in 1983, and Mike Andrews and his partner John White have kept this Minnesota tradition at the top of the food chain. Managing owner Pat Montague gives us a tour.
At J.D. Hoyt's, enjoy a relaxed atmosphere, great food, friendly service, private dining room, second-to-none happy hour, and great outdoor dining, just blocks from the new ballpark.
Located at 394 in North Washington. Locally owned, nationally known. Hoyt's.
Stop on by, man. J.D. Hoyt's, they got a plate for you. Conveniently located in Washington and downtown Minneapolis. Say hi to Pat and the gang and enjoy, enjoy, enjoy. Welcome back to the sports show. The deal finally went down. Kevin Love goes to Cleveland. You kind of come around on this thing.
Considering the circumstances, Flip told me that deal almost fell through at the last minute.
Yeah?
They had some mechanical problems or technical problems.
What would
He
that
broke
be?
down to take Love to Cleveland.
But I think considering they did well.
Well, it's an auction, and you get what you can.
The
Really,
thing
it ends
is-
up being Love for Wiggins.
The two sleepers in that thing, that Bennett last year is a lot better player than last year. He's lost 30 pounds. He played great in that Vegas deal. He averaged 17 points a game in that Vegas deal. And the guy from Philadelphia, I read some stuff in the Philadelphia papers that they were ripping the 76ers for getting rid of him.
Yeah, because the 76ers are just
They've given
trying
up
to-
right now.
They're just trying to lose.
Yeah, they're scorching their own earth right now. They just want to tear the roster. They want to be the Houston Astros of basketball for a few years, basically.
Yeah.
And Young has 1 year left in his contract, right?
Then he can opt out. Yep.
Then he can opt out.
Yeah,
so
but
that's
the difference between him and Love is if you pay him, he'll stay. You know.
Don't you hope?
Yeah, he's happy here, assuming that he doesn't.
He's not, you know, if you want to keep Thaddeus Young, you could keep him. That's the good thing about this trade is you got guys who are going to be here. So
They got that $4 million. They can pick up a pretty good player for $4 million.
Well, actually, in the NBA, you get an average player for $4 million.
Yeah.
Pardon me?
In the NBA, you get a bench player for $4 million.
they're going to have to they can't get anybody to take Barea, I guess. They're just going to have to release him.
Well, they did well though to get rid to trade Alexei Shev and Luka.
Yeah, right.
Oh, yeah. well, let's be honest now. See, you end up Derek Williams, your number 2 overall pick, just got thrown over to Philadelphia for nothing. You know,
Right.
And that's the oddity of that whole NBA draft. You got no idea if Wiggins or Bennett will be players.
You got first of all, there should be no expectations on Bennett. How many Wolves draft picks came in, flopped for Wes Johnson, Derek Williams, come back the second year? Oh, he's lost weight. He's in better shape. He's going to take off this year.
I think
what
Wiggins
happened?
is-
So
I-
to me, have no expectations for Bennett and allow him to surprise you.
I think Wiggins is a sure thing. I really do. I think he's a sure thing. I'm not saying first team NBA Western Conference All-Star starter, but I think he's a sure thing to be a very good player.
Who's going to be leading
Let me
scorer for the
say
Wolves?
this. Fred Hoiberg, do you have any confidence in him?
Do I?
Yeah.
Yeah, I like Fred.
You think this kid will be an absolute superstar in the NBA?
Well, he's going to have to be because they gave up Love, so
We
they gave
saw
him
him
a sure
3
thing.
games.
People thought Derek
and
Williams was going to be a
tried to
star.
recruit him. That kid scored 57 points in one game in high school. He scored 46 in another game in high school. He's a proven player, that Wiggins. I'm not saying he's going to be like Love to start with, but he'll help him.
Here's the frustration, though. Stephon Marbury, they couldn't keep him happy. Kevin Garnett couldn't keep him happy ultimately, and Kevin Love.
Well, we'll see.
That's
what
the
happens.
frustration.
But you don't get the out. You don't get the out as quickly as you know. With Wiggins, I think you can keep him 5 years.
5 years, yeah.
5 years. 6. That's okay.
Is Rubio next in that list after Love and Garnett?
Rubio is going to be an interesting case because there's no way you can pay him the max deal.
No.
No, he's not that good a player. So
Can he shove a jump shot into a suitcase from Spain this time when he comes back from Europe here and play next season?
I don't care about him being able to shoot the three, but I want him to finish when he drives to the basket. That's what, to me, his biggest problem is he doesn't finish when he gets next to the basket.
He's got to hit a mid-range jumper once in a while. If he just becomes Jason Kidd, I think they'll be, as far as the jump shot, not the total package, but because Jason Kidd couldn't shoot when he came in the league. He made himself halfway decent. That's all you want from out of Ricky.
I want to ask you a question.
Yes, Sid?
How many times have you seen Love play? Once or twice?
Plenty. I used to go watch Wolves games. You know my first year here?
I've never seen you at a December.
Do you know I was
He's
once?
in the
Do you know I
stands.
was? Do you know I was once a season ticket holder for the Wolves?
Huh?
I was once a season ticket holder.
Yeah.
I used to go to a lot of Wolves games. I went to
Well,
four
I
games.
think
I went to 4 games last year.
I think I know a little bit about basketball, and I think that when Bill Self says the kind of things he said about this guy, Hoiberg says the things he said about
They're
this
all
guy.
going to say that stuff.
I talked to George Carl, who I know pretty well.
I talked to George too.
They think this guy's pretty good.
Yeah, but Sid, you got to realize that they all say what they think is going to sound good. I mean, because
If a college coach ever runs down
I
one
know
of his own
you're-
players, that's you might as well slit your wrist.
I know you're early in your career, Sid, but
These people lie.
occasionally sports guys lie. But I like
It's
Wiggins.
called-
I like Wiggins. I think it was as good a trade as you could have made.
I don't think without Love they can be any worse than they were last year.
But they were 40 and 42. They weren't god awful.
Terrible. They blew more games than
I
the
know, but I mean,
fourth
they weren't a 25-win team. They were a 40-win team.
biggest
That's
thing-
different.
I win a 40 game.
Oh, no, I don't think so.
You think they
But-
win 40?
I think he's a much better coach than
40?
Edelman.
40? You
I
think
don't
flip
wanna
it?
bet.
I don't think they get to 35.
Let me say this about Adelman. I think he's a hell of a coach who didn't give us his best effort, and he did a lot of damage to this franchise the last 2 years. That's my opinion.
What would have
By turning Derek Williams into nothing, and not letting him play. He did not. He basically did nothing to develop anybody. In my opinion.
Players never improved.
Well, I just think if they weren't ready to do exactly what he wanted them to do, they didn't play.
How much can Flip help Ricky Rubio, being the old point guard?
Can't.
No?
I agree. I don't think he can help.
Really?
I don't think it has anything to do with Flip being a point guard from the past, because that was a different time and different
I just
play.
remember when I first moved here, he put a lot of work into getting Stephon Marbury to raise his game. And I thought he had a good influence on Marbury's career. And I thought maybe he could do the same thing for Ricky. I know Ricky's been in the league a
I
few
think
years
Marbury was already there to a large extent when he got here. You can take a break, come back, stay with us.
The Sports Show is brought to you in part by Allery's, the original St. Paul sports bar, now with 65 beers on tap.
Attention, please get a pencil. Announcing a hearing breakthrough, a microchip that is so small it can fit on the head of a pin, worn hidden entirely in your ear canal, making you hear clear as a bell. And it's proudly made in the USA. Do you feel left out of conversations? Is it difficult to hear words in noisy environments? Do others say that you listen to the TV or radio too loudly? Do you feel like a bother to others due to your problems hearing? If you answered yes, you may qualify for this new chip in the ear. Only 50 participants are needed to try this microchip, so get a pencil. Call now to see if you qualify. This revolutionary chip actually mimics the natural sound selection of the human ear. With multi-core microprocessors, technology used in the most advanced computers, sounds are analyzed and classified each millisecond, controlling noise and making speech clear. Do not wait. Call now to see if you qualify to wear this revolutionary new microchip.
In a world full of compromise, the Audi A3 takes a different path. Get uncompromised design, the style and presence of Audi in a lighter, smaller form. Uncompromised performance, a lightning-quick turbocharged engine, and race-bred S-tronic transmission. Uncompromised luxury with standard leather seating and panoramic sunroof. Lease your A3 for only $299 a month. Plus, during the Summer of Audi event, Audi Minneapolis will make your first payment. Stay uncompromised. Audi Minneapolis.
Audi Minneapolis, stop on by, see Charlie and the gang, A6, A7, A8, and everything in between. Check out the Q7, the perfect SUV for all seasons. Welcome back to the Sports Show. I forgot to ask you, though, Ponder never even played
Pardon me?
Christian Ponder never even played the other night. How can you say that he's ever going to play for this team?
Your boy.
We'll see what happens. What if a couple of those guys go down?
Now.
Who's going to play then?
Obviously.
I'd like to be in Crystal Ponder's position. He's getting close to $3 million.
And doesn't have to play.
For doing nothing.
Okay.
He got no chance to get hurt. He's a free agent at the end of the year. He can go where he wants to go.
But you have wanted him to play for the Vikings.
And I'll tell you what, same thing's going to happen to him that happened to Rich Gannon. He went nothing here. He went to Kansas City, get to nothing. Then he got a break with Oakland with the right coach, and he'll play for somebody someday. Right now, I don't know what's going on.
One big problem is Rich Gannon was a very accurate passer, and Christian Ponder isn't.
Not.
So.
All I know is Norv Turner was really peed off at somebody. He wrote a column saying he's the worst draft choice ever, and he's so inaccurate about that, it's unbelievable. I'll go back with him.
What are you talking about? So inaccurate about what?
There was a column written that he's the worst quarterback drafted ever.
Okay.
Well, they drafted some pretty bad quarterbacks way back in the years.
Maybe a high-round pick.
Yeah, well, I think he's probably saying for where he was drafted,
First
the
round
worst
pick.
ever. Well, Achilles Smith probably would be worse than him.
Castle's the present. Bridgewater's the near future. Ponder's in purgatory. All right? That's the way it is.
How come in 212 you coach him?
Ask Norv and Zimmer and
years ago,
Spielman. They're the
It's 2
ones
years
not
now.
playing him.
You're the one that's anointed this
I'm just
staff.
asking that question. I wrote a column where the figures bear the difference in how the offense have played in 213 and how they played in 212.
Yeah, but Sid,
He had to hand the ball off to Adrian.
All you
I
gotta do.
don't dispute that.
Well, they're treating him with less respect as the third quarterback than McLeod Bethel Thompson was treated. They're treating him like he has dirt on their shoes. It's to say this staff has any respect for Christian Ponder is nonsense because they're treating him with no respect.
I have to agree with you.
But you like this
I don't
staff.
dispute that, but I think he'll play for somebody.
Okay,
someday.
well,
But you have said you really like this staff.
I
It
like
seems
the
to me
staff.
that if you like the staff,
I do think too. They know what Ponder can do. Maybe he can't do enough for them, but they want to find out if they need somebody else.
Okay, I
Let
want
me
to
ask
get you a
you
couple more
something.
things.
Castle was at Kansas State for 4 years. He stunk for 3 years. He won one division title. The kid, he ain't played against anybody yet.
Okay, I want to. You talked to Terry Ryan the other day, and the impression that you got was Gardy comes back if he comes back, correct?
Yeah, I got him on tape. He said he's coming back.
Is that the buzz?
That decision's not been made yet, and there's going to be some interesting discussions at the end of the year. I don't think anything's etched in stone. I think the ownership's going to have a lot of say in this. I think they may put some pressure on for some changes. That's all I'm saying.
Patrick?
I'll tell you what, my stuff is as accurate as yours, Mr. I know as much going on over there as you do, probably more, because I'm close to the owners. And
I have a good
they
relationship with the
don't
Polettes, too.
fire anybody. They don't
fired Bill
fire
Smith.
anybody.
Where's
They
Bill Smith?
fired
I don't
Bill
even see
Smith.
Bill Smith at the stadium anymore.
They fired Bill Smith.
Sid, I'm just saying, the final decision's not been made yet, and
They didn't
no
fire
one's
Bill
going to
Smith.
and no one's going to say
Dave St. Peter
we may be
fired
making a
him.
change in August before 6 weeks left to go in
I
the
don't
season.
think Dave St. Peter fired Bill Smith without ownership's approval.
Yeah, and they were reluctant too.
Well, okay. I don't know. Gardy, I'm not sure. I think we can all agree Gardy doesn't know if he wants to. Gardy might not want to do this again, too.
I don't know why you would. If
No.
you're
I got
financially
Gardy
sound. I
on
don't know how
tape.
you can watch this every
I
day.
got
and
Gardy
wanna-
on tape.
That's
too.
what I think. I haven't had any.
Definitely wants
I haven't
to
had
come
any inside conversations with Gardy or anyone close to him about this, but you just sense that this stuff was wearing him down, and he may decide to fire himself at the end of the year. It's totally possible.
Yeah.
So it's going to be some interesting discussions this year. They're totally different than a year ago when Terry was convinced that he hadn't given Garden and hired the players. But 4 years and 90 losses. How long can you come back?
How long can you watch
Yeah,
it? Take a
exactly.
break, come back.
The Sports Show is brought to you in part by Case Law, for all your legal needs, not your typical law firm. And Griffin Bail Bonds. It's better to know us and not need us than to need us and not know us.
If you guys could go on a free shopping spree anywhere, where would you go? I'd go to the grocery store. Pizza, ice cream. I'd go shop for clothes. You know where I go? I'd go to Ticket King. Ticket King! At Ticket King, you can buy great seats for the Vikings, Christian Ponder, the Wild, Zach Parise, the Timberwolves, Ricky Rubio, and of course the Twins. We love the Twins. Yep, this is where I go. Vikings, Twins, Wild, Timberwolves, Gophers, theater, and concerts too. Justin Bieber! Hey, I like him first. For details, go to TicketKingOnline.com. Any ticket, anytime, anywhere. It's the real thing. It's Ticket King. Right, Dad?
Couldn't have said it any better myself.
That's for sure.
Main Street is filled with hopes and dreams. The only thing you need is the right partner. The beacon of light that shines, that says we are in this together. That is Beacon Bank. Locally owned and community committed. They understand what you need. And they are your personal answer. Your friend in business and in life. Allow the folks at Beacon Bank to be a part of your life because they make dreams come true. Beacon Bank, it's a member of the FDIC and an equal housing lender. Beacon Bank, responsive, reliable, reassuring. Bob Weiss and his gang. Now, Bob's going to do a little bit of hunting this fall.
All right.
But he and his staff, well, we just were making some plans here the other day, so we'll get out and about and get after it, but that's what they are. They're people. They're real people. They're not just buildings. Welcome back to the sports show. The Gophers, Eastern Illinois, Thursday night, 6 o'clock.
Well, they should win without any problem, I think.
Might be competitive.
Can I ask you a question? You do a show with Kill every week. You talk to Kill.
Yeah.
He is very confident that this team can play with most teams.
He's very happy with the defense.
Yeah.
And I don't think you could say that every year that he's been here. Going in, he's very happy with the defense. There's a lot of unknowns about the offense, but they have depth at running back.
Yeah. They got Scott. Somebody gave me a list the other day that there's 5 players on that team. The NFL has a
list,
a group out in California
that
does a preseason deal. For the first time, the Gophers have got 5 guys on the team who they think will be drafted.
Yeah, well, they got 3 in camp right now. Aaron Hill and Hegeman and Vereen. Hegeman and Vereen probably play a lot.
I'm very disturbed about one thing, though. We got Eastern Illinois coming to town, and we're already going for the gold out. Can't we do the gold out for Ohio State or somebody like that?
Patrick,
do we have to do the gold out for
when
Eastern Illinois?
When you do things like this, you have to get the students involved, okay? So I think they need a practice game to get the students to understand the concept of showing up at a football game.
We shouldn't have a gold out.
And cheering for the football.
First of all, there'd be 10,000 empty seats, so why do you want to have a gold out when the...
They have gold chairs, don't they?
Well,
that's why. That's why.
Okay.
The chairs are
maybe
gold, so it look like a gold.
I think the offense will be fine. They got a good offensive line. That don't mean they're going to beat Michigan. I think Ohio State's got some problems right now.
Well, Braxton Miller, yeah.
They lost
the All-American quarterback.
Quarterback. They lost some other players, too. Wisconsin's not as good as they were last year.
They play LSU this week.
Yeah.
That's going to be good.
How about their quarterback? They're taking a kid who played defensive back for him last year and playing him instead of Stabby.
They still have one of the better running backs in the country, though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. They'll be pounding.
Melvin Gordon.
They'll be pounding some it'll be 3 straight runs in a pass.
What?
I said they're going to be running the ball a lot in Wisconsin. They got one of the top running backs in the country back.
Melvin Gordon,
yeah. So you feel pretty good overall, but Ponder, you're still a little up in the air on it. I'm satisfied.
I thought you weren't going to bring that stuff up.
Kenny Vargas.
Kenny
Vargas. We didn't get
The Sports Show is brought to you in part by Canterbury Park 24/7 Card Club. Don't forget the Card Club at Canterbury Park. Cambria, makers of quality quart surfaces. Ticket King. For the best price on tickets anywhere, try Ticket King. And Soundpoint Audiology. Life is worth hearing.